You're tuned in to BS with Joe, the podcast where common sense still makes sense. We break down the news, the culture, and the crazy, one blunt conversation at a time. Buckle up. This is going to be good. Brad, let's be blunt. After Minneapolis tragedy, the calls are rolling in. Bans, restrictions, confiscation. Maybe not in those exact words, but when you read between the lines, that's where this road leads.
Yeah, both of us own guns. We lived it. This isn't an abstract debate with us. We understand the mechanics, the laws, the responsibility, the reason why the Second Amendment exists. Spoiler alert, Joe, it isn't about deer hunting.
Exactly. At its core, the Second Amendment is about balance. It's the insurance policy that if every other check in the system fails, Congress, the courts, the elections, the people are still armed, still sovereign, still capable of overthrowing a corrupt government within the framework of the U.S. Constitution.
The founders weren't guessing here. They just fought off a king. They knew the government goes bad. And they do more than, they need more than a strongly worded letter to set it right.
Other rights depend on this one. Freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, none of that matters if the government can use force unchecked. The armed public is the final check and balance. That's not fringe, that's the design.
And the history proves it. Every authoritarian state disarmed its people. Germany in the 1930s, the Soviet Union, Chairman Mao in China. Gun grabbers come before the boot on your neck. Look at Wounded Knee.
Right. So politicians sell bans as safety. If we just outlaw this rifle, this magazine, or this accessory, we'll stop the next tragedy. Nonsense. Criminals don't obey laws. They already prove that every day.
Look, Minneapolis background checks, they've got them. Red flag laws, they got them. They've got it. Restrictions, accessories, they got them. Still tragedy strikes because evil isn't stopped by paperwork.
And when they say gun violence is the number one killer of kids, they're not lying so much as playing with definitions. They lump in 18 and 19-year-olds, the legal adults, to inflate the number. It's emotional manipulation. That's not policy.
Yeah, here's how it works. Step 1, ban so-called assault weapons. Step 2, ban high-capacity magazines. Step 3, someone eventually says they really mean all the guns have to go.
We've already heard pundits say it out loud, Australia style, full confiscation. It's not fantasy, it's the mask slipping when they think they've got the emotional high ground.
Yeah, and once they hand them the power of the firearms, it doesn't stop there because the logic of gun control isn't always just one more law until there are no guns left in private hands.
Look, if the government ever tried to confiscate, let's be honest, it would fracture this country overnight.
Yeah.
Rural counties, suburban neighborhoods, entire states would refuse.
Yeah, and not only would they refuse, they would kick down doors, order police and soldiers to raid their neighbors, and that's not safe. That's civil war.
And once Americans can no longer resist, the republic collapses. Because then the government rules the people instead of the people ruling the government. That's the line the founders swore we must never cross.
Yeah, states would be fighting other states for control.
Yep.
There's something we can do without shredding the Constitution. Info: the Second Amendment shall not be infringed, but the solution is following the rule of law.
Laws protect us from criminal groups when enforced because its focus is on criminals, not the law-abiding gun owner.
Some criminals have mental illness. They can erupt into violence. Securing schools the way we secure our banks and courthouses. Teach firearm safety and responsibility, not propaganda. Tennessee has mandated an annual gun safety instruction in schools K through 12.
Right. You don't have to save, or you You don't save lives by disarming good people. You save lives by stopping the bad people. Confiscation doesn't do that. It only weakens the backbone of liberty.
Look, both of us have owned firearms or have owned firearms. Firearms, we've seen firsthand of what the meaning of safe and responsibility, yes, freedom, and push for bans and confiscation isn't the safety. It's about control.
And control is exactly what the Second Amendment exists to prevent. We are the last check and balance. If we give that up, America isn't America anymore. It's just another failed experiment in human government. And that's not happening on our watch.
This is BS with Joe. Subscribe, share. Our freedom depends on it, on the people.